You know what's by and large always nuts? Video game character backstories. For some reason, when it comes to games, we can't just have a normal narrative for our hero. They have to have been through the absolute ringer, or straight up bonkers. The worst for this, though, is fighting games. Seemingly feeling like they have to create miniature lives for the fighters, there are some truly stupid reasons as to who these people are and why they exist in the first place. I worry about the individuals who put these things together. I'm Simon from What Culture. This is 9 fighting video game characters with the craziest backstories. Number 9, Brad Wong from Dead or Alive. You know why Brad Wong is in the Dead or Alive tournament? By accident. Yep, a bit of an alcoholic, he gets sent on some quest to find a specific type of wine known as Genra. He just stumbles across this massive brawl and thinks, ah well, when in Rome. Throughout it all though, he's still obsessed with the damn wine. Let's not forget that he could have just walked around the tournament and gone on his merry way. He threw himself into the mix, and yet is still trying to complete his original task as well. The dude is his own worst enemy. Furthermore, he continues to get wasted throughout each of his bouts. Booze literally fuels his entire fighting style. He does eventually find the Genra, however, which should have made for a nice end. But it doesn't, because rather than cure him, it's basically like taking a massive hit of acid. Nice work, Brad. Number 8, Kim Kwafan from King of Fighters. 2 entries into this list, 2 alcoholics. If only that's where the crazy ended though, because Kim avoids confronting his own inner demons by rehabilitating others. It's like a mobile Jerry Springer show. The King of Fighters does teach us, however, that Kim's teammates Chang and Choi used to be criminals, until Kim tracked them down and beat the shit out of them. Rather than have them arrested, he used his martial arts training to make them see they should be good people instead of thieving assholes. This works, of course, and then Kim decides he's earned himself the right to get absolutely wasted. Gets so bad in one of the games, the bartender has to beg him to leave. Now that's when you know you got a problem. Number 7, EDDY GORDO from Tekken. EDDY GORDO had a good life. Born into a wealthy family in Brazil, he spent most days lapping it up on the beach, until he came home from school one day and found his father bleeding to death on the floor. That kind of shook things up a bit. Turns out Daddy had been working to take down a drug cartel known as the Organization and was just about to do that when they decided, we'll just kill him, as you do. And you know what Eddie's dad did just before he passed on? He told his son to take the fall for his murder. What? Why? And why the hell did Eddie go along with it? He swiftly got held in jail and was there for years. Luckily for him, it's when he was incarcerated that some dude taught him the art of capoeira. But come on, it's not a trade-off. Number 6, Pai Chan from Virtua Fighter. Pai Chan spent a lot of her life trying to kill her own dad. Bit extreme, right? Especially when you find out the reason she wants to do this is because he became so obsessed with martial arts that he literally didn't do anything else. Just practiced them all the time like a weirdo as Pai's mother worked herself to death. I don't mean that figuratively. She worked so hard, she died. Blaming her dad for all of this, which is fair, Pai then decided her new life goal was to beat her dad in a martial arts tournament, so then spent all her time training just like her dad. Hypocrite. While she never achieved this, eventually life stepped in and gave Daddy a deadly illness. But even then Pai wasn't happy. This all made her realise she should now dedicate herself to his legacy. So she's bonkers. Number 5, VOLDO from SOULCALIBUR. Not only does VOLDO look nuts, he is nuts as well. Once the right-hand man to an Italian arms dealer known as VIRTUA, things became very bad when the Italian wars broke out. That's worse still when as an arms dealer, you've got all the weapons and people want to take these from you. So what do? You move your entire crew to an uninhabited island, build a pit, put your weapons in the pit, and then tell VOLDO to kill anyone that even comes near the pit. This meant VOLDO lived in the pit and went a bit doolally while he was down there, and he went blind. As you would if some crazed person locked you in your own personal tomb. Number 4, Dr. Baldhead / FAUST from Guilty Gear. Dr. Baldhead lost all rational thought when a little girl died on his operating table. Now we can all understand that. That's a difficult thing for anyone to process, but the doc here took it one step too far. Transforming into a full-on murderer, he continually goes on the warpath even though he sees visions of the little girl forgiving him for her death. But that just sends him even more crazy, to be honest, and he goes off running into the night. When he returns though, he's now calling himself Faust, has a paper bag over his head, and claims to be a mysterious healer. As he continues on this pathway to La La Land, he eventually discovers the girl's death was all a setup because someone, somewhere, wanted him as this bag idiot. Now that is just nonsense. Number 3, Vega from Street Fighter. When Vega first turned up on the scene, he had a nice, simple backstory. He was a bullfighter that wore a mask. That was it. I understand. Given there's been 78,489 Street Fighter games though, Capcom was always going to expand on this, and throughout the years we have discovered Vega was born in a family of Spanish nobles where he got a kick at bullfighting and ninjutsu. Unfortunately, he also saw his stepfather brutally murder his mother, meaning he then stepped in and killed his stepfather. You know, circle of life and all that. Because he can't get the image of his mother's death out of his brain though, and because he got a bit excited when killing Pappy, he decides to use his knights to go around and murder people, particularly those who aren't very good looking. In fact, his favourite thing is to claw them to shreds, and that's why he wears the mask. He doesn't want to get disfigured himself while he's doing some disfiguring. What a lovely man. Number 2, HEIHACHI Mishima from Tekken. If you want to sum up Tekken to someone who isn't aware, all you need tell them is that it's 4 generations of the Mishima clan who are desperate to all murder each other. This all starts because of our friend HEIHACHI here. HEIHACHI wasn't one for father-son loyalty, so overthrew his dad because he wanted his company. Then when the old man retaliated, HEIHACHI threw him in the basement and let him starve to death. Realising he now needed a new family member to make suffer, HEIHACHI turned his attentions to his son and threw him off a cliff. Why? Because in his mind, that would make him strong. That is some f***ed up shit right there, man. Number 1, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Scorpion was one of the finest shinobis in all the land. He was so good, he ignored his father and joined the Shirai Ryu ninja clan, because that's what a good fighting game character does. After Quan Chi ordered Scorpion to steal the sacred map of elements from the temple where good old Sub-Zero just happened to be hanging out, Scorpion is killed by Sub-Zero in combat. Not wanting to die himself, Quan Chi offered Sub-Zero the most interesting of peace offerings. If he's allowed to keep his head, he will go and assassinate all of Scorpion's family and the entire Shirai Ryu clan. Thankfully, Scorpion's soul found its way to the Netherrealm and he was resurrected as a hellish ninja skeleton, and he vowed to kick Sub-Zero's ass whenever he could. So who's really the bad guy here? Know of any other crazy video game character backstories? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can even follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I'll chat to you again soon.